Greetings, everyone. Have you ever been in a scenario where one of your partners let you down so bad that it not only affected you, but it also affected your clients? Well, for in the spirit of Throwback Thursday, I'm going to talk about a scenario that came up when I was first starting the hosting component of my business a few years back, and it just reminded me the importance of having backups. So while I'm telling the story, feel free to comment, to chime in. And also, if you have the opportunity, go ahead and to like and to subscribe to this particular channel. Okay, so when I was first starting the hosting component of my agency, I was looking for hosting. And what do we all do? Starting a business, we work with what we have and the tools and the means that what we have. And we trust that the partners out there are doing what they need to do to take care of us to make sure that we have what we need to be successful. So I went online and I found one of the hosting companies that did WordPress hosting. And I'm like, yes, they are the one. And now you probably know this company. I'm not going to mention them, but it's a pretty big company, and they say, yeah, we'll do all of this stuff. We'll take care of your environment. And they have like tons and tons of ads. So just think about going through your YouTube feed and you see like all these ads and all these celebs, and you're like, yeah, they're about it. They spend the money on the ads, and they're gonna do the thing. They're gonna do right by me. Anyway, at some point in the relationship with this vendor, the server started having some critical failures, and it was experiencing instability. Like, it was so bad that the server, I guess, it hung up or something. I wasn't even getting like when the server goes down and it's unavailable, you'll get like a 403 error. Like, it was just white screen, it was just nothing. Or sometimes it would just try to load. So there was definitely something happening on the server on the back end. And what I do, I'm like, yeah, I got the team in the back end, let me contact support. So I jump on the phone. I'm like, look, hey guys, my phone is blowing up like a Christmas tree. I'm getting all these messages from the server telling me that my websites are going up and down. And so, just some background information. Us in IT, especially those that have been in the server side of the house, we're used to getting alerts when there's an issue, and we respond quickly on those alerts because we typically know that there's an issue. So in my environment, we have uptime on the servers and we have uptime on the uptime. So if there's something that happens on the back end, we know that there's something, especially if it happens across multiple clients simultaneously. So it's not just one system. Anyway, so contact level one support, and I'm trying to tell them, look, guys, I work in IT. I've been doing this stuff for many, many years, 20 plus years. It's like there's an issue with the system. No, no, sir, we have to go through the script. We have to go through the troubleshooting. I'm like, fine, let's go through the troubleshooting. I'm telling you, I did this stuff already. So we're going through the list, and I'm saying in the back of my mind, this is going to be bad if my clients' websites are going down. So, okay, side parking lot. If you don't understand what it means, what your product really means to your client, I encourage you to go back and to really understand what your clients, the value of your product is to your clients. So for me, we deal with doctors, dentists, lawyers, accountants, that sort of profile. I'll just pick one. So a dentist, if they get a new client, guess how much that is to them in their business? That is about $15,000. Yes, one dental patient is about $15,000. And um, some of these clients that we have, they get several of these new patients a day. And so their website being down, it's loss of money for them, like significant loss of money. Now, and that loss of money is well beyond what I'm paying for this environment. So that behooves me to make sure that they're taken care of. So um yes, so understanding the lifetime value of your clients is huge. So make sure you do that, because that will give you a whole nother perspective in terms of the service and the value of the service that you're providing for your clients. And those aren't my numbers, the dentist numbers. Those are the American Dental Association numbers. So if you think I'm just pulling out the rabbit hat, no, those are actually numbers. They've done it over the years. Anyway, jumping back to this thing. So I'm on a phone call with this guy for like an hour. I'm like, please don't do this to me. And he's like, yeah, I don't think I can fix it. I'm like, yeah, really, Sherlock. I'm telling you, there's something with the server. Please escalate it to the back team. It's like, well, I can't escalate it. That's like, well, put me in contact with the manager. There's no managers available. And so at that point, I I ask him to escalate it to another team. So he transfers me to another team member. It's so comical. I literally sat in hold for 25 minutes while it transitioned to the next person. And then when I got the next person, it's like that first conversation I had an hour and a half ago, it never ever existed. I'm literally telling the technician the same exact story. I'm like, do these people not do case notes? Do they not have a handover conversation when he transferred it to the next person? What's going on here? And at this point, I'm getting anxious. I'm getting upset because I paid this money for this environment. So now, if you've ever purchased some tech service, you'll realize that a lot of the times the the service agreements are like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year agreements for the environment. So I'm like, think at this point I'm like a year and a half into the agreement. So it's like, it's a long term agreement. Another sidecar. This is one of the reasons that one of the things that I do not like about some agreements, which is why our maintenance agreements, if you look at our maintenance agreements, they are month to month. So that way our service and our performance allow us to keep our clients. So if our clients say, we're not happy with your service, they can leave at the end of the month. And I want them to leave if they're not happy, but I also want them to stay if they are happy on their own volition. Anyway, but that's how I want to run my business. Anyway, on the phone with the second technician. At this point, I'm begging, please, I need to talk to a manager so we can get the engineering team on this. And the guy's like, well, I can't get you a manager because we don't have any managers available to talk to you. But we can escalate this to the engineering team. But if I send it to the engineering team, it has to go in their queue and they may not get it for an hour or 2 hours. I'm like, what? My clients are going down, and at some point their clients are going to contact them and they're going to call me. It's just not a good look all around. Sorry, sir, there's nothing we can do. Oh, I hate that phrase, there's nothing we can do. Anyway, at this point, it's like over 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours going back and forth, and then they escalate it to their team and put it in the queue, and it's in their queue. Someone looks at it and they're unable to resolve the issues. They're like, we're going to try some stuff, send an email. They sent me an email. At this point, I'm out of the queue system and we're down to emails. And what do you think happens in that third and a half hour? The clients call me and I'm like, damn it, how did it get this bad? So at this point, knowing that the service is down, knowing the value of the service that I'm providing to my clients, that I'm potentially losing them money. At this point, I'm like, I have to spin up a brand new environment for my. At this point, I think I had like 12 clients. I have to purchase a new environment. So I went online within a half an hour. I had a new environment purchased, and at that point, I was in the next hour. I was restoring all 12 of my clients from backups. So all my clients were restored from backup. Everything was good. So the moral of that story for me is, first of all, make sure you have good partners, because your partners are crap. Your business is going to be crap, and if they ghost you, then you're toast. Second of all, make sure you have backups of your stuff. And so those two things go into this next part that I'm going to tell you about. So you guys know, like, the trend now is the all-in-one business suite. So it's like, yeah, we'll do your HR, we'll do your website, we'll do your project management, we'll do all of these things. The number one thing that I would encourage you to do is to make sure that you can have access to your data and you can export it and back up and have the ability to restore your data on another environment if needed. Because I promise you, if their system has some sort of outage, and look, it's IT, everyone guarantees the 9 nines, but that 1% of the time could be when you critically need them. It could be when you're in the middle of closing. It could be when you're having an outage, or you're dealing with something major for the client. That 1% is a big deal for you. And even if they refund you some money, that money is nothing compared to the business and the time and the credibility that you may lose in that time that your service is offline.